All right, we're on.
Okay, 1 second. My computer's being slow.
It's okay.
So what do you guys think about the reading this week?
I liked that model.
I did too. It made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I like it too. Pretty straightforward, I felt like. It didn't like overcomplicate anything.
Yeah, I agree. And it, like, I can see people in those stages also. Like, it's a lot easier to, I guess, judge where people are at.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of pre-contemplation. I think a lot of people don't even realize sometimes, that they have.
I agree with that.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of it isn't like with tobacco and alcohol use, it's kind of easy to tell where they're at. But like when they started talking about different things like eating habits or condom use and stuff, like you don't really think about that having to go through steps, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So let's start by just summarizing how the model works. So I guess we kind of talked about pre-contemplation, and then we have, so it starts with pre-contemplation, and then we decide, right, to start making changes in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ready.
Contemplation. And then, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying the next step, then preparation. And then action and maintenance. I like how it included maintenance in there.
Yeah, I noticed that termination wasn't included in the model.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
It must be because so few people make it to termination.
Yeah. I think it's pretty tough, depending on what.
Yeah, like I think they said less than 20% of smokers and or tobacco and alcohol users make it to that stage that are actually addicted. So
yeah,
that kind of opened my eyes. I didn't really think about that. So now we're supposed to discuss the processes and how they relate to the stages of the model. I guess, did we kind of already do that?
Well, the processes are like in pre-contemplation, contemplation, it's consciousness raising, dramatic relief, and environmental reevaluation.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No, go away.
So I feel like they're all just like the baby steps within the step. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So, what kind of intervention centered on the processes move people through the stages?
I guess I don't understand the question. Like, as far as pre-contemplation, they have to be aware, so you need to educate. Is that kind of thing where you educate them and make them aware of the issue?
Yeah. It has a lot that are about like reevaluating. So I think that's big, where you're taking them from not even wanting to change to having a desire to getting ready for it. You know, you have to reevaluate.
Yeah.
You want a lot, I think.
Like in 2, it says they, in contemplation, it says they're becoming aware of the pros and the cons. So that's part of the education process, is helping them weigh those.
Yeah.
In action, there's a lot, there's a lot of different methods that you can use. all the different models and stuff to use to apply.
Yeah. I think this is by far my favorite model. It just makes the most sense.
I really liked it.
So are we ready to go on to part 2, do you think?
I think we're good.
Okay, so we're doing the scenario discussion, and it's the application assignment prep. So we're supposed to read through the scenarios below and choose one of the scenarios and discuss how you can apply the trans-theoretical stages of change model to the scenario. So is this the same as the application assignment?
So I was thinking,
Yeah,
no,
it looks like it is, yeah.
Okay, so do we do one for one scenario for here, and then we just choose the other scenario for the one where the assignment then? Or do we fill it out?
I think we can do the same. I think we can do the same.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just like we help each other with the assignment. I think just bounce ideas off each other.
Okay, good. Because that would be a lot of work. Alone. So let's read through them and then we'll choose which one to do. So scenario 1, you're a health educator on the BYUI campus working with a group of young men who are spending in excess of 16 to 20 hours per week playing violent video games. These young men are struggling academically at school. Upon initial interview with these young men, none of them feel they have a problem and are happy with the amount of time they spend gaming. In scenario 2, you are a health educator on the BYUI campus. Your roommate or spouse is struggling with depressive symptoms, but is not seeking help. How do you use the trans-theoretical stages of change model to develop interventions centered on the processes to move him or her through the stages? So for your chosen scenario, work together to develop interventions using the 8 interventions centered on the processes that would move this population through the stages of change.
Ready?
So,
does anybody have one they feel really strongly towards?
I'm good with either. So
I am too.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Let's do the gaming one. I feel like that one will be easier to.
I agree.
Repetitive.
So
are we? Just to clarify, because it talks about using the list of 8, and it says refer to lesson 2. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. It's in the application, the health behavior change framework. So it's the one that we did last week.
Okay, so the different models is what they're talking about. Okay, I thought, I just want to make sure that was.
Yeah.
Okay, so
whenever we're ready.
So as far as the pre-contemplation is just, obviously it's teaching them. So maybe displaying actually maybe it could be logging, if they logged their time they spent, to just show how much time they've been spending.
That's a good idea. A time log.
So that would be kind of the explanation of it. Make them keep a time log. Right? And then we pick a So that could be probably either like theory of action or health behavior model, right?
Yeah, either one of those I think would work.
Can you say that again? Sorry.
A health belief model, right?
Health belief. Yeah, I think so.
So that's what we put as the intervention. We just pick the model.
I think so.
And then okay.
Oh, and the way this table is set up, so that was our intervention dealing with consciousness raising, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure because it looks a little weird, but so dramatic relief.
That is messed up how it's.
Yeah, just not divided quite.
No.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
So for
Dramatic relief.
So dramatic relief produces.
They give examples of role-playing testimonials. Maybe we could have somebody come and talk about how gaming ruined their lives, you know, or some
somebody that
had gaming addictions.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like
That'd be good.
They don't realize that they're happy with where they're at. Maybe if they see somebody who's been where they're at but says that's not that great. So that one we could do. Would that be like a communication model, maybe? I don't know.
Let me look. Yeah, I think that's the best one. That would fit that.
Yeah.
Communication. Yeah, I think so too. Communication model. Right, environmental reevaluation. Says like how one person's problem affects others and the environment.
So if they're roommates, like usually the TVs are supplied, so they could be using up all the TV time and not allowing anyone else to have, be able to watch the news or or have a movie with friends or something.
That's true. Or if they're at school, right, too. So they're environmentally, it's affecting their school probably.
Yeah, if they're not working on homework, they're not helping out in group projects or.
So what would be the explanation I would mention? So maybe other friends voice their frustration or
I'm looking at these models. Let me think. Like a social norm theory, and maybe I don't know if that would work. Or I guess you could do like a self-efficacy or social cognitive. Sorry, I feel like I'm squeaking. Is it super loud on you guys' side?
You're okay.
Okay. And maybe focus on the school aspect and doing interventions that would like help promote their activity in school rather than
promote other activities and not gaming, like maybe introduce them to other hobbies.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, because you look at other hobbies, like if they get into exercise or like if they got into intramurals on campus, that would take up their time. Exercise has a lot more benefits than gaming does. I don't know if that would work or if that's too out there.
No, I think if we provide, because environmental reevaluation, so Well, we can play it on like that the activity, something to do with the activity level is decreased. So if we can encourage the activity level in the environment, you know, for that to be a more social norm, then so maybe provide different activities.
That's a good one.
So so would we say, which model do we want to go with on that one?
Okay, let's see.
I feel like you could either
Community building.
Community building or the first one, the self-efficacy.
I think community building.
Yeah, I do too. So self reevaluation. That's someone's self-image. So they're.
It says examples. I have imagery or healthy role models. Is what I have as examples.
Imagery or what? Sorry.
Healthy role models.
Okay.
That would be good. Go ahead.
I was thinking of.
So maybe if they can meet somebody who is really passionate about, you know, exercise or
a sport
or using their time in a good way, you know, either, it could be sports, but it could be serving, you know, helping other people.
Could be a club. Just doing something other than sitting in the front of the TV.
So we could do role model. Maybe you could just use imagery on this one through even just a communication model, but show image, like using imagery of what their life looks like and what they could look like if they had healthier values. So for with a role model.
And maybe like as far as imagery, picturing what their life will be like, you know, in the future, and their goals, you know, of what they want out of life. Kind of thing.
I agree with that.
Kind of like the what you do with your time and your body now is going to affect what it's likely in the future.
Well, even like your eyesight and stuff goes if you spend so much time in front of a screen. That's why your eye doctor always.
your ears if you use a lot of headphones all the time.
Yeah.
What model do we like for that one? Communication.
Communication.
Yeah. Oops. So self-liberation's our next one.
Okay.
Increase social opportunities and alternatives. Example, there is smoke-free areas or having access to salad at lunch.
So I have in the book, it says this is both the belief that one can change and that the commitment and recommitment to act on that belief. So examples, I don't know if you said these already, but it says New Year's resolutions, public testimonies, and then giving them lots of choices to build their willpower. Maybe we could do something like New Year's resolutions, like a goal setting intervention.
Okay, yeah, because that's part of the action. Set goals
And
as
that could
maybe taper down, like maybe only an hour a day or something, or so many hours.
That could that could go along with our first one to record the amount of time. Like if they have someone to become accountable to, or even if it's just a recording.
Yeah. So maybe where it's something they might not know how to do, helping them learn how to set those attainable goals.
Yeah.
Taper down the time.
I like how you said attainable goals.
Yeah. I feel like that one could be self-efficacy, right? We're building their confidence so they can.
What about rewarding good behavior too? Like I used to work with special needs kids, and I know it's a little different, but like, so one of my kids had autism, and so he would get kind of mean. Sometimes he wouldn't intend to be, but like if he had a really good day, his parents would let him have like a half hour of TV or play a game or something.
Yeah.
And like
that would be for that reinforcement management.
Okay. Oh yeah, that would be.
So we could do
a reward system or something.
Yeah. And what I meant, like, what behavior they could be rewarded for is, like, doing well on a test, they get a little free time or.
Yeah.
So, but what would the reward be? Because it shouldn't be more video time.
I think really the only way they should have more video time as their reward is not necessarily because I'm not into video games, but we're not trying to make them completely stop. Like an hour or two a week probably still wouldn't be bad. So maybe the reward system could be you still can have your 1 or 2 hours a week or whatever, but it's after
a new video game.
Yeah, or after you've gotten these things done.
Yeah. Because what's the point of paying for school if you're just going to waste it by playing video games?
We see what model that would be under. We'll just skip down to there since we've talked about it. System.
Let's see.
Theory of reasoned action.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I think that's a good one.
I didn't mean to skip forward.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
So counter conditioning. So counter conditioning requires learning healthier behaviors that can substitute for problem behaviors.
How does that work with video games?
Well, for one thing, we could find a time replacement.
Yeah.
Or like I know this won't work, but there's an article that we were talking about in one of my other classes. These gamers started doing family history, and before long, they realized they didn't even have the desire to video game as much.
That's what I was just going to say, indexing.
That works.
Yeah, so there'd be some other...
Because also indexing, it can almost feel like a game. Not... I have to figure out this one. So
yeah, problem solving.
Yeah, but similar but better.
Provide opportunities and training on indexing.
Yeah, I say working with BYUI, I feel like they'll be okay with us using index.
All right, let's see what theory. This one, I'm not sure as far as a model.
Could we do
self-efficacy? Maybe they become more self-confident in indexing.
Yeah, you can do that. Or even like the planned behavior again.
I was thinking that.
Planned. The health behavioral model.
Sorry, no, theory of reasoned action or planned behavior. Again.
Oh, planned behavior. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Reinforcement. Oh, we already did this one, right?
Helping a relationship?
Reinforcement management. I just entered the one for reinforcement management on the wrong table. Okay, we're on helping relationship.
So that is combined caring, trust, openness, and acceptance.
So
that would be a social norm if we can find an
yeah.
We can find an intervention.
Would a support group work for that? Or not necessarily like an AA, like sit down, but like a group of friends that have all experienced similar things?
Yeah.
So just have group and talk about it.
you could almost do, yeah, like really similar to an AA, because it is an addiction if you think about it.
Yeah.
And so
Gamers Anonymous.
Gamers Anonymous. But just having a support group so that they can all.
Right, stimulus control. Oh, it's the cues, removes cues of bad habits.
So maybe
removing the
TV if you want a game, or like other gaming stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. Can you tell me again, Claire, what you said?
Like their TV that's always out, or their gaming supplies are constant reminders.
Just put them in the closet.
So yeah, maybe put it in the closet. Maybe if they're like gaming on their phone, like the app, they're putting like a time lock on the app, things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know which model that would be, but we could just do an intervention. That would help them, I don't know, set goals to go on like fast from their stuff by putting it away.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Theory of reasoned action again, do you think, as far as a model?
Yeah, I feel like that one would work again.
That comes up a lot in this one.
Yeah.
So social liberation. Increase in social opportunities or alternatives.
So, yeah, realizing that social norms are changing in the direction of supporting healthier behavior. This is number 2. So it also says it requires an increase in social opportunities. So there's advocacies, empowerment procedures.
So maybe advertising type thing, doing having them exposed to more advertising for, I don't know, different activities.
Mm-hmm. So, model.
I mean, it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of the same thing as providing different activities.
I agree.
Earlier.
Yeah. So maybe we could just do this one very similar, but based off, do you think social cognitive theory would work?
Yeah, we can use just a different model.
Yeah.
And maybe with that group, the Gamers Addiction, maybe they can do activities, different type of activities, not just have the support talking, but they can do different types of activities together.
So, are you ready to go on to the next part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, according to the TTM/SHSC model, each intervention is driven by a specific process. What do you expect the impact to be on the individual as a result of each intervention? So, we need to go through each one, right? And
You expect the impact to be.
So for the health belief model, we expect them to start to see how much time they spend.
Realize how long. Yeah.
Okay.
Have someone come and talk about their gaming addiction. So that one, realize that it can be a problem. That gaming addiction can be a problem.
So community. For community building, there's more to do than just play video games.
Okay.
Yeah. Communication. Maybe just, again, kind of like a realization that the time you spend now in video gaming is time that they don't have. What did we say?
Wasting your time away.
Yeah.
That works. Self-efficacy.
Or gain confidence. That's what we hope that they will do.
Theory of reasoned action.
So maybe helping them make better decisions with their time, with how they spend their time.
Knowing that they have other options.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of replacing that need to do it with something else also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Social norm is next.
Support group like
provide a support group.
There's other people struggling, so realize that there's other people struggling.
Mm-hmm. The theory of reasoned action again. I guess this one really focuses on helping them understand there's moderation in all things. Like, we're not wanting to take away their gaming. Like, they still can reward themselves with it, but they need to be smart about it.
Yeah.
That was fun.
The next one's theory of reasoned action also. Hopefully with that one it would be gone for so long that they'd almost forget about it. Or not necessarily forget about it, but like you said, out of sight, out of mind.
They can think about other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The temptation wouldn't be staring them in the face.
Lessen the temptation. Yeah.
And then the social cognitive theory. So like we said,
they have different activities that you can do besides that can replace.
Building their like desire and confidence that there's other things out there.
Yeah.
Okay, is that good for that one?
Limitations for targeted change. When using this model and its processes, what limitations did you discover in this situation? I didn't see a ton, but there definitely were a little bit.
It's just talking about, we're not dividing up each model again, right? This is just talking about all the model, like the pre-contemplation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change.
I don't know, it's hardware. We all really like this one.
I think part of the limitations is actually having them realize that it is a problem. I don't. Is that?
Yeah.
I think that would be a hard step right there.
I feel like that's one that, like, you're on that stage for a long time. It's how many people have smoked for, like, my grandparents. I'm a convert, so my grandparents smoked, like, from the time they were, like, 18 until my grandma stopped when I was, like, 5, and my grandpa stopped when I was, like, 10. So they smoked for all that time, like, into their 60s. So all but 20 years of their life at that point. And it took them that long to realize that they really had a problem.
So it might take a time before, it takes time before they realize there's a problem.
Yeah. And they can backstep in this model also.
Yeah. I bet a lot, yeah. So they're stuck in, well, the first one is they're stuck in the pre-contemplation for a while.
I don't think there's a ton of problems with this model, though, that I see.
Oh. Do you feel like it targets every level of influence?
Well, like it doesn't talk about termination, even though it's part of the model. So it almost seems like if you're looking at it and not seeing that you're never going to get over your problem. So what's the point of trying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Does it just not include termination in this document, or like
in the document? It was the only thing I found. It was in the reading.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't in that slideshow or anything.
Well, the goal, I guess, of us was not to totally take away the video games, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So maybe not with this, with our situation, I guess, but
maybe
I guess other situations.
Maybe the temptation or the
is what I'm looking at in this. So that's, I guess that's not a limitation for this one.
Well, I feel like the two we have are pretty good.
I agree.
Okay.
And then the fifth one we just do by ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So that means we just need to discuss who will be the group leader for next week.
I think it's my turn.
Okay.
I'll do it.
So 9 a.m. again.
Yeah, same day, same time.
Yep. And then Christy, thanks for being the eternal submitter.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get that submitted. You bet.
Okay, well, thanks.